The top four ambitions for Castleford come down to this 80 minutes against St Helens. The Tigers have been battling away all year, but 2 defeats in the last 2 games have seriously dented their aspirations. A week ago they went to Huddersfield knowing only a win would do. And when Luke Gale and then Ashley Gibson scored tries to establish a 10-0 lead, things were looking good. But then Mike McMeekin was sin-binned. Huddersfield scored 20 unanswered points while he was off the field, and that was that. St Helens, meanwhile, travelled to Cup winners' Leeds for the 2nd year in a row immediately after their Wembley triumph. And they registered their first win in these Super 8s to breathe life back into their Old Trafford campaign. Luke Walsh turned in a man-of-the-match performance. Another one here, and the top 4 will be confirmed. But in their final home match of 2015, rest assured Castleford will be fighting hard to make sure their season is kept alive. A repeat of the victory against St Helens would do just fine. The Tigers want to put on a show. The champions know semi-final anxiety will be over with a win. Castleford St Helens is a game that rarely lets us down. The teams, and good news for Castleford because Captain Michael Shenton is back. A man with superhuman recovery power, or so it would seem, back for the 2nd time this year after a serious shoulder injury looked to have ended his season. And Ben Roberts will remember the game with the Saints here in June. It was his drop goal that won the contest 25-24. Up front, Oliver Holmes returns to the side, having missed last week's defeat at Huddersfield. Nathan Massey is the man he replaces. Massey's out for the season now with a wrist injury that needs surgery. And 19-year-old Will Marr is promoted to the bench. The young front or back row forward makes his first appearance in 10 games. St Helens are pleased to have welcomed Tommy Makinson back to the side in the past fortnight. Tries in both of his comeback games in these Super 8s. And Luke Walsh really did look back to his old self at Leeds last week. He scored a try and 6 goals. In the forward pack we see someone who should be a man of steel contender. At least that's the view of Alex Walmsley of his coach Kieran Cunningham. Walmsley originally named on the interchange bench, but Andre Savelio reported in sick this morning, so it's a recall for Luke Thompson, who got the call at lunchtime. And so here they come, the Saints. They lost here in June to that Ben Roberts drop goal in the final seconds of the match. In 2014, Saints ended the deficit of a 24 points to 6 deficit, then 28-12 with 12 minutes remaining to extend their winning start to the season. But this Castleford side, well, they are drinking at the Last Chance Saloon tonight. They must beat St Helens here, as they did in June, because they go to Leeds and Wigan in their last 2 matches. They know how important this one is. Nobody need tell them that, and Darryl Powell in the pre-match build-up said quite simply, this is must win.
I understand that the Castleford side realise, as you've already mentioned, Eddie, this is the last throw of the dice, and Darryl Powell hopes that he can give the home fans something to cheer about. It's a slim hope in many ways, because they know they're taking on a St Helens side that was struggling over the past 4 weeks and then found their great form against Leeds last week. It put a smile on Kieran Cunningham's face. You can never write off the Saints, can you? It's as simple as that. They will start favourites despite being away from home, and the combination of Travis Burns and Luke Walsh, which has struggled over the past couple of months, started to fire last week against the Rhinos, and I get the feeling that they will want to do the same tonight. But it won't be easy, it never is, when you come to this ground. Vociferous fans, the Tigers, they will fight every single minute tonight.
Ben Thaler, the Wembley Cup final referee, is the man in the middle tonight for this vital match. Quite simply, St Helens win, they are confirmed in the top 4. Castleford win, and the race is on again. So we shall see. Castleford will attack as we watch from left to right. Ben Roberts is about to get the game in motion. Here we go. It's a blustery, chilly evening. Early autumn has arrived in West Yorkshire, and Kyle Amor will take the ball forward and will take the first tackle. And they were asking there, Scott Wheeldon was asking for a knock-on against the big fellow. This is Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook now.
Well, Kieran Cunningham, the Saints coach, will be wanting exactly what they did against Leeds last week, and that's great defence by Castleford. Boy, if anything can lift the side, that does. That's a real big error from the Saints.
Nowhere for Mark Percival to go then with 4 around him. He was just bundled into touch, and Michael Shenton leading from the front.
And that was pretty good work, you know, by Dennis Solomona. He did not get involved. He could have got a bit excited and could have pulled, which of course would have been a penalty to St. Helens for pulling the man into touch, but he was very fortunate, did the right thing, kept away from it.
So Castleford are in possession, and this is Mike McMeekin. To within 23 metres of the line. Milner with a good scamper from dummy half. I must say, in the opening minute and a half, the Castleford Tigers really do look up for this challenge here tonight. Millington gets the ball to Gale. He then finds Oliver Home. Jordan Turner missed him, but he wasn't missed by Alex Walmsley. Milner again. Here is Wielden. Wielden gets the ball back to Roberts. Roberts then finds Luke Dawn.
Good play by Josh Jones there. Came in on the angle. He forced the full back, Luke Dawn, back on the inside.
Andy Lynch will take it forward now for Castleford. They've reached tackle number 5. They are just 3 metres away from the Saints line. Milner is waiting. Here is Gale. Gale switches the direction of the attack and finds Roberts. Kick in behind Josh Jones. Fortunately for him, Adam Swift was there, but more tremendous defence from Castleford, and they will get the goal line drop out.
Yeah, Junior Moores leading the way there. Quite crafty, wasn't it? They all thought that it was going to be Luke Gale that was going to put the kick in. It came about to the standoff Ben Roberts, and that is great defence.
An outstanding start for Castleford Tigers in the opening 2 minutes 10 seconds of this vital match for them.
Eddie, and that's what wins your big games. Darryl Powell knows that. They had chances last week when they played against Huddersfield. You need to make sure that you defend better. They scored in enough points in the games that they've lost in the last 2 weeks, but they need to defend better, and they've certainly defended well the opening 2 minutes.
They have indeed, and here is Lynch again with a solid run. That's a tremendous run from Andy Lynch. Will get up and play the ball to Milner. Here is Millington. Back it comes then to Roberts. Roberts will find McMeekin. McMeekin is grounded, or halted rather, by Luke Walsh. Wilkin is there, Amor is there as well. Referee says that tackle is completed. He goes down anyway. Milner from dummy half gives it then to Junior Moores. That's good defence now from Josh Jones. He smuggles the ball away though to Gibson. Gibson sees a gap and goes for it. It's quickly closed.
Good work by Josh Jones. Make sure that Gibson couldn't get a quick play of the ball.
Roberts again into centre field to Gale. Gale then gives it with to Dawn. Dawn quick hands out to Shenton. And Shenton taking on Percival, taking on Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook. He's reached the 5th tackle once again, has Shenton. And it's a kick from Gale towards the posts. Oh, picked up! And was it knocked backwards? Is this a try? Is this a try or a knock-on? Has Andy Lynch been credited with this?
I think he has. He said no try on the field. Boy, Ben Taylor was in a pretty good position there, but he's made the decision that perhaps is Shenton saying that we feel it went backwards.
Stuart, what say you?
Well, first of all, obviously it's from a kick. Looks like they're all onside from the kick. It did look like there was a knock-on from up here, so we'll see from this footage what happens. Who gets on it? Well, it looks like Junior Moores has the last touch on that ball before it goes forward, so that does look like a knock-on there.
Yeah, I agree with.
Did it come off Walsh first, though, Stuart?
I think it gets the first touch, but it goes backwards. Then Moores gets the ball and drags it forwards. I think the on-field officials have called this right.
John!
Does look like there's a knock on there because the ball is travelling forward off Junior Moores last.
So here we come with the decision, which is no try, and it's a play the ball 10 metres from their own line for the Saints.
Well, it was a turnover, but it's certainly given the green light for the St. Helens defenders, because Junior Moores went very, very close to taking that on the full.
This defence from Castleford is outstanding.
It is, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm looking at the battle that everyone's talking about Walmsley and Kyler Moore, but what about Andy Lynch and Grant Millington, the way that they've started? They're absolutely ripping into this Saints pack, showing no respect at all.
There is Travis Burns, looks to his right-hand side and finds McCarthy-Scarsbrook. Again, there are 4 in the tackle. And they just dragged McCarthy-Scarsbrook back a metre or 2. He struggles to get to his feet, appealing that should have been a penalty. Now it's Turner, and that flicks
Back
on
to six.
Back to 6 indeed. Wipes the tackle count down because it was touched in flight by Castleford. Josh Jones gets the ball away to Swift brilliantly, and Swift, can he turn Dawn? Well, with a little bit of help from Wheeldon, he's brought down. And now it's Walsh. Walsh then to Wilkin. First chance that Saints have had to attack in this match. With Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook, dummies to go right, comes inside. Oliver Holmes stands firm, helped out by Milner and Shenton.
No, he's got
Burns is screaming for it. He wants first receiver.
Roby to Burns. Here's Turner. Back it comes from Turner to Amor. Well, they've only had 2 tackles because, of course, it was the free play up the other end. This now is Walsh. Walsh then gets it away short to Wilkin. Wilkin trying to spin his way to the line, trying to get away from those 3 defenders. Can't do so. Down he goes. Roby waits at dummy half again. Turns it to Turner. Turner short ball to McCarthy Scarsbrook.
I think he's got it down.
He is appealing that the try is scored.
Well, Oliver Holmes has
He's
got
got no
underneath.
try, the referee.
Well, he certainly there was an arm underneath. I think it was the second rower, Holmes.
Double movement to be checked on, and then whether he was held up anyway is what Ben Thaler has asked video referees Richard Silverwood and Chris Kendall to look at, Stu.
Well, that's it. Does he get the ball down on the line? I don't see it'll be a double movement from there because his momentum takes him over the line. I think he's got that ball down.
Well, it certainly looks that way. The momentum is bounced on the ground. Watch him. He certainly doesn't move the arm.
Well, his arm's clamped anyway.
Yep, and he moves on.
Does he get the ball on the ground?
Well,
Holmes underneath him.
Well, Holmes has got the arm underneath, but it's going to be difficult for the video referees.
They've got to find the 100% proof that this is a try with the on-field decision. He's short.
Well, this is the issue that some people have with the referral call from the field, and the referee's probably not in a good position there to see it. I think that ball's on the ground there. I think there's enough evidence to give that try. The ball has been grounded by Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Well, Holmes has got the left arm underneath it, and as he prevented it, I think he may have prevented it, you know. He may have split the fingers just sufficiently enough to have this turned down.
You can't give this as a try. There isn't enough evidence to say that's a try. You undermine the referee. You might not agree with the policy, but that can't be awarded.
I think from the other angle you can see the ball on the ground. If that's the way the video referees have gone, they can't find proof to overturn the referee's decision, and so it's no try.
Well,
That's the system that's wrong if what you two are saying is correct.
Do you know what? But let's give some credit to Oliver Holmes that he's got a big man, Louis McCarthy, who's coming on the ball at some speed. He's clamped the ball, he's prevented him from scoring the try, and this is Saints at the best. One chance to get that field position.
Well, they've reached tackle number 5 now, of course, because the tackle count continued. And here is Walsh. He'll kick it wide to the left-hand side, looking for Josh Jones. It's a knock-on again. It's play on, and it will now come in with a try for Swift.
This will be given. No problem with this at all.
Adam Swift, 18 tries now in all this season, 14 in the Super League. And he silenced this crowd at the Menderhose Jungle. Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook was denied just 2 tackles ago. And on the last tackle of the set, they get the ball out wide via the boot of Luke Walsh, and Adam Swift plunges over for the first St Helens try.
Well, this is the one that was turned down. Holmes got the fingertips and the arm underneath it. So this was turned down, but they're certainly not going to turn this one. Beautiful kick there by Luke Walsh. See the ball spinning backwards. You know, I often think that you'll see that watch Ben Roberts go as a shield rather than try to attempt to get to the ball. And if you just shield like that, it gives you opportunity. You can see that the Castleford players were in no position to prevent this man scoring the first try of the game.
Well, they just delayed the inevitable, didn't they? The video referees Richard Silverwood and Chris Kendall with their no-try decision. And Adam Swift comes up with the first try of the match. Incredibly, 12 of his 18 tries this season, that's 2/3 of them, they've all come at Langtree Park. Match-winning try in the 78th minute here last year in a 30-28 thriller for Adam Swift. Now then, can Luke Walsh add the extras? try and 6 goals from Walsh last week at Leeds. Back in top form. Can he kick this one? Difficult with his first. Well, he makes it look easy, doesn't he, Luke Walsh? As the ball left his boot, he turned away and was jogging towards the centre line. He knew that was home and hosed. Adam Swift's try. Luke Walsh's goal, 6-0.
Well, it's a perfect kick, isn't it? From Luke Walsh.
Good guys, keep it as we
I'll
are.
have a little look at that ball there from John Wilkin. It's just a one-handed catch. He knows he can't bring the ball in to 2 hands. If he does that, he's going to be tackled with that ball. He gets that one-handed offload to the man who set him up in that field position, Adam Swift, and his initial break earlier on.
A big start from Castleford, but the points belong to St Helens.
Yeah, and Daryl Powell was disappointed with the fact, you know, I made the mention that, you know, do you go for the football when it's in the air, or you just try to shield it away? And you could see quite clearly that Ben Roberts took the wrong option on that occasion. Wilkin poached it, Swift scored it.
Ready, boys,
Right, let's go down to Bill Arthur for the first time tonight.
Eddie, I've had added entertainment down here while Luke Walsh was lining that conversion attempt up, because Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook returned to just in front of me to line up for the restart. On the way, he's still chuntering about that no try. He was in the ear of the referee Ben Thaler on the way back. Then he bumped into Jamal Lacey from the Saints backup team and gave him an earful. And then he got back and lined up, and he turned to Mark Percival just behind him, and reenacted the whole episode to demonstrate why it was a legitimate try.
Well, that might have been his view, but unfortunately for him, in the view of the video referees, it was not a legitimate try. And remember, it was handed up as a no try anyway, so there we go.
He doesn't mind a natter, does he?
And he will be nattering with John Wells at full time.
Move! Come on.
He'll be at the touchscreen and taking us, no doubt, through that no try decision frame by frame. Quinlan underneath the high ball for the Saints.
Yeah, just a little bit too far to allow the Castleford attack to try to apply any sort of pressure.
Here's the try scorer, Adam Swift. Gets away from Junior Moore's first time, but Moores gets to him second occasion with help from McMeekin. Down he goes. It's now Jordan Turner.
Well, I guess the Tigers might be 6-0 behind. They could have very easily been 6-0 up had that Andy Lynch try been awarded. But I think they've played pretty well. The defence has been good and strong to stop St Helens rolling forward, although they tried to do that to Walmsley and conceded a penalty.
Yeah, it was a strip, no doubt about it. Good position by Ben Thaler. You'll see that Shenton gets the arm underneath. The crowd has seen it, and they thought that perhaps Walmsley was losing possession, control of it anyway.
Okay, look, there we are.
Last touch though was by Michael Shenton, and that's enough to convince Ben Thaler.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, boys. Ready, guys, wait!
So here come the Saints again with Roby and Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Oh, what a take!
A brilliant take by Burns.
Was it ever? He wasn't expecting it either. It was a real offload there by McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Roby's waiting. Crouched behind to play the ball. Here is Walsh. Gives it then to John Wilkin. Wilkin is tipped up by Roberts, put on his back by him and McMeekin. Roby, Walsh. Walsh then to Amor, and Amor making progress despite three hanging on to him. Down underneath the sticks.
Will Roby go on his own?
Now he'll fire the pass and he'll find Travis Burns, and he tries to dodge his way to the line. Still 2 tackles remaining in this set. And Roby waits and gives it then to Turner. And Turner, he's held up by solid defence on the line. Jordan Turner hasn't scored for 5 weeks. Now it's with Luke Walsh. Here is Wilkin, and off the foot of Swift. And was that played at by Gibson? No, it's the turnover. Not played at, says the referee Ben Thaler. He agrees with you.
Yeah, the ball certainly hit the man. They've got to be very, very careful about that. You can see there that Ashley Gibson not in the best position. If Swift had taken that cleanly, he may have had a chance to sneak in on the outside of Gibson. Got away with it.
Millington for Castleford then, who trail 6-0 here in their do-or-die night. They win, they keep their semi-final hopes alive. Saints win, and we know the makeup of the top 4, but it's a question of which order at the end of the day. And that's a mistake It's a knock-on, it's a free play. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook finds Walsh. Walsh says, well, we'll chip and hope. And this will come up with Ashley Gibson. The referee will bring them back for the original offence.
He's a good player, Adam Millen. I think he's been absolutely superb this year for Cass. I'm not so sure whether he needs to try and get that offload away.
Mark Percival's defence, though, is very sharp. Those guys, they call them marker defenders. The man standing in front of the man playing the ball. He reacted faster than probably Milner expected, and I think, Terry, that's the reason why he was...
He's under no pressure, though, there for Lizzie.
Frustrated with himself by being caught by the man just in front of him. It was going to be a game, wasn't it? And he thought maybe they could magic their way out of trouble.
Darryl Powell's men made the perfect start to these Super 8s, victories against Hull and Warrington. But they've lost the last two at the Catalan Dragons and Huddersfield last Thursday. That's what has put them well and truly behind the 8th ball. If they do fail to win here tonight, they will be certainly keen to get 5th.
Move, Grant!
Because
Wade's got hold of him.
that really would be the end of a quite good season for
Brilliant
them.
year, Eddie. Lost 9 players, lost 9 of the best players last year, rebuilt the side, and we're up there, and they've still got a chance to get into them semis.
This is Amor. Yes, it'll be the 4th time in 18 Super League seasons that they have finished as high as 5th, even if they lose here tonight. But they're not thinking about that yet. This now is Quinlan, full-back for Saints at the other end of the ground, supporting this attack with Roby waiting for him at dummy half. Finds Turner. Now Walsh. Walsh then to Wilkin. Brilliant pass. Wide that comes to Swift. Swift's in again. Swift is in again.
Yeah, Mike McMeekin didn't react quick enough. This will be the give him the try. Beautiful offload.
Well, they've suddenly come alive in the past 2 weeks, St Helens, haven't they?
Yeah, they built their confidence with a good win last week against Leeds.
And what Castleford must remember is that they built a 10-0 lead last week at Huddersfield, and it was lost in the end, so they will have to hope that history will be on their side tonight.
Yeah, but when you have a neat little flick like from your captain there, John Wilkin, I mean, that was outstanding. Look at this. They knew exactly what was happening. Went for the run around, the fullback coming into it. In and out from Swift. That is a beautiful finish. Nothing that Mike McMeekin could do about this.
The involvement of Jordan Turner might have been very brief, but it was essential really in holding in the defenders. Too many players in rugby league run towards the corner flag rather than the goalpost when they first get the possession. But by running straight, Turner offered and helped his players out wide by creating the space and holding the gaps, which eventually Swift was able to take advantage of. Nice play. The first man who catches the ball, if he can run straight rather than diagonally towards the sideline, it gives the rest of the players so much more time and space to work the magic.
Well, don't forget, if they do win here, it would mean that Saints will be 6 points clear with just 2 games remaining, and their 2 games are at home against Wigan and Warrington. Along with Leeds, Kieran Cunningham, Sean Long, they all know at St Helens that they have played in every playoff series since 1998. They looked in danger of missing out this year when they lost their first 3 in the Super 8, but they bounced back last week at Leeds and here tonight so far against the Castleford Tigers. Almost exactly the same place that Walsh kicked the goal to improve the first try from Adam Swift. Can he follow the same route? Yes, he can. That's a great kick from Luke Walsh. 12-0 to the champions. Swift with the first try, and we've just had Swift with the second try.
Eddie, and just picking up on Phil's point, whenever you're a runner and you're carrying the ball and you play direct, the line can't slide sideways, so it's always going to be difficult for them to get to outside and get to that man. I think John Wilkins come up with 2 special passes to set them tries up, and he takes so much pressure off the likes of Travis Burns, Luke Watch, Adam Quinlan at the back, and even Jordan Turner playing at the back of the scrum.
And you can put that down to a lot of good solid work by the 2 prop forwards as well, Kyle Amor and Alex Walmsley, creating all sorts of problems, sucking in the Castleford defence,
Grant, I need you quicker in that row.
allowing Swift to go over for those 2 tries. You'll be looking for the hat-trick, and again another good run by Walmsley.
Paul McShane is out there at the moment for the Castleford Tigers, but Roby's taking him on at the middle, and Roby has got support. Burns one side, Josh Jones the other. Josh Jones keeps the movement going. Burns eventually is pulled down by the despairing tackle of Luke Dawn. Roby to Walsh. Walsh gets the ball away to Wilkin. They come back this way again. On the bounce they found it with Josh Jones once more. And Jones running laterally feeds Percival, and Percival scores another, and Castleford are shaking their heads in disbelief in defence. Percival with the third St Helens try in the opening quarter of an hour. The champions are red hot, and Castleford Tigers fans know that their season is falling apart.
You can't afford to allow any player to run right across a defensive line, and without Castleford trying to get into it, I mean, this was wonderful by James Roby, absolutely outstanding. Burns got pulled back into the thing. Maybe Ben Taylor was looking to maybe award the penalty, but he allowed them to go on. Keep it alive, and when you run right across, look at this, you can't afford to do this. The defence, okay, they hang back, they hesitate. What's he going to do? What's he going to tell you what he's going to do? He's going to make him run straight through Oliver Holmes. That was a soft try. Daryl Powell will be very disappointed with their defence. But they keep it alive. It's Saints of old, isn't it? So many years Saints have just kept this ball going and going, and Percival goes in for try number 3.
Well, a fortnight ago everyone was writing St Helens off in the race for the Old Trafford Grand Final 2015. You write this team of champions off at your peril. They went to Leeds last week, they've won, and they've established what will surely be an 18-0 lead once Walsh has kicked this in the opening 16 minutes here at the Menderhouse Jungle, and 18-0 it is. 18-0 to the Saints.
Well, the foundations really of this triad were laid one play before it, when Alex Walmsley broke through the first couple of defenders and provided the quick play, the ball that every team wants, but Saints are able to capitalise more than the rest because of James Roby's actions. He's broken through the first defenders, waited patiently for the support, and then from that position they've turned it into the third try.
Play on.
Tommy Makinson feels the kick-off.
Movement! Wait, don't go early! Don't go early!
And the referee screaming at the Castleford defenders not to go early at the play of the ball, otherwise he'd be penalising them for being offside.
And you know, sorry, I know we're talking about the pivots, but I think it's like Louis McCarthy, Kylie Moore and Alex Walmsley. They're the three that are laying the platform for James Roby. They get this penalty as well because of the urgency that Kylie Moore's showing. He's trying to get up. He goes into collision, he lands on his front. You can see him, look at him, trying to get up. He knows that his job is to take the battle to Cass, play the ball as quick as he can and give James Roby that platform.
Yeah, there was no doubt that Paul McShane was in the way, and he certainly convinced the official Ben Taylor. But I agree with you, Tez, the forwards really are just accelerating right across this defensive line from Castleford that, you know, in the opening 5 minutes, it looked as though they were really eager for it, and then it just has fallen apart.
Wait! Go.
Yes, a tremendous start defensively from Castleford, but it lasted about 5-6 minutes. And since Swift went over the first of his tries, it has been one-way traffic. And they're down again, camped just outside the Saints line, and here is Walmsley looking to get his arms free and offload, or as far as he's concerned, better still, plunge over the line. Can't get that close. Roby will have another dash. Here is Walsh. Oh, this is Wilkin, and this is easy for St Helens. I think he got it down the first time.
I think so too.
And Ben Thaler is going to ask for clarification from the video referees, but they're going try on the field.
Just check. Make sure you get it down.
Well, this is just basic rugby league that we've seen from St Helens.
Look at me.
And quite frankly, the Tigers have got no answer to it.
He hasn't called it.
Well, similar to last time, does he get the ball grounded? This time Ben Thaler's gone with the try on the field.
On their surrenders.
Is that over the line? The ball's certainly on the ground.
About them surrendering.
Yeah, it's over the whitewash as far as I'm concerned.
I know John Wilkins certainly had a second attempt to get the ball down once he was over there. He's already over the line, so there's no issue with a double movement. Looks like he's a bit short on the first occasion. And does he get it down the second time?
Well, it was a good effort there by Ben Roberts, but I don't think it's going to prevent it. The video referees will have a look. Yeah, you're right, Stuart. He was short on that one.
Short on that occasion. Does he get it down as he rolls over, which he's entitled to do? No situation where it'll be a double movement. Still in possession of the ball. Still got it. Still maintains it. Got two hands on the ball there now. Does he get it down? Well, I don't think he's got that ball down now. I think...
Boy, it's amazing what the slow motion can show you. I agree with you, Stuart. I don't think he's touched terra firma with the ball at all.
No, that's no try. It's held up. So this should be a play the ball to St Helens.
Well, Castleford are clearly in the A&E department, Eddie, and the vital signs don't look good. But 18 points behind, the season's still alive. They can't afford to allow that to grow any bigger. They've still got a chance to score enough, but they need this to be denied. It has, and they need to hold out the plays wherever possible. Prevent their opponents from getting close to the try line. That's pretty good defence, you know. Not only have they saved the try, but they're making the tackles. It's very hard to stop, though, when a team is so close to the try line. Sooner or later, they're going to crash over one way or another.
Great effort from Roberts and helped out by Luke Dawn at the very last minute.
They're still under pressure, though, are the Castleford Tigers. And there'll be something special here as well. Wilkin, it looks as though they're setting up a move here.
Well, John Wilkin was called to play the ball because it was him who was held up. So here now is Walmsley. Walmsley slips the pass to Wilkin. He finds Jones. And Jones was looking to promote the ball then as well. They've reached now tackle number 5.
Walsh with the kick, got to be.
It's Walsh and he puts it to the air. And he's looking for Louis McCarthy. Scarsbrook finds him. Burns. Percival. Wide they come to Makinson. And
his head's in touch.
Penalty. That's a relieving penalty.
I think he's in touch.
That's where the second man's come in.
Makinson, he gets the ball. He knows he can't get around Dennis Solomona. No, he's in touch. There's no problem. Even though Adam Quinlan comes in there, I think he's got every right here. Tommy Makinson, he takes him to ground, heads in touch. No problem.
Well, I think Castleford were very quick then. They realised that they might be lucky and kicked the penalty to touch and got on with it before the video referee had a chance to intervene.
Yes, they knew that maybe that was a faulty call from the touch judge on the far side.
Line, boys. Line. Good through.
But they won't be arguing about that at the moment, the Tigers, as they come forward once again here with Grant Millington.
And you can see the difference between the two sides, and that's good work by McShane.
Yeah,
that's what they need, is something a little bit quicker. Oh, it's a shocking pass. That's got to be a knock-on.
Yes, it is. The referee brings them back for that.
Well, Solomona, I think on that occasion, I think he picked up an injury as well. He just overran it and couldn't drag it in.
Can you ever overrun a ball unless it's a forward pass, Mike? The closer you are to him, the less time the defenders have got to react. You want your winger up pretty shallow, just slightly behind you, don't you?
Not really. You're better off.
The pass is the inaccurate one. That's the problem. He doesn't want to be 10 metres farther back, because by the time he gets the ball, the defenders can run across and tackle him. The closer he can be to the man, in line almost with him, but without it being a forward pass, has to be the best way to attack.
But he overran it. It's as simple as that. He had to reach backwards to try to get the ball.
You want to overrun the ball if it's a forward pass, though, don't you?
No, you can reach back.
Well, I think the fault was in the pass. It was up way above his head. I think that was as much the problem as anything else.
Either way, he overran it. It's simple as that.
Well, St Helens aren't arguing, of course.
And again, we're seeing that the forwards, they're just ripping the Tigers apart. Said he went backwards, yeah.
Percival, not the best on the bounce to Josh Jones. There's Walsh back to Jones. Josh Jones will eventually go down, which he does.
Now then, will Walsh be looking for the big fella, Alex Walmsley?
Roby finds Walsh. Oliver Holmes deals with the threat. Felt that, did Walsh. Gets up though, plays the ball to Roby. Burns now with a kick out wide, looking for Makinson through the fingertips of everybody. 20-metre restart.
Nice little kick into the corner though by Burns. It's all about applying that pressure, and that is what St Helens are doing. It's just basic stuff, Tez.
Well, this is a real important set of 6, I believe, for Castleford. Although there's only 21 minutes gone in the game, they need to complete this set of 6. You know when you've been on the back foot, you know when you've been just marched up the other end of the pitch. They need a good 10 minutes, Eddie, to stay within touching distance of Saints. They need to keep hold of the ball in the next 10 minutes, turn it over on their terms, and maybe just ask a few more questions.
Trouble is, they are not getting ground over the advantage. Lynch has on that occasion. Can they utilise it now?
I think he's urgent.
Yeah, that was a good run from him. McShane now into Luke Gale. Gale taking them on, gets the ball away brilliantly to Dawn. He turns Evan Quinlan inside out. Just what Castleford wanted. Luke Dawn with the try. A try at Huddersfield last week as well for Luke Dawn. No Australian has scored more tries in Super League than Luke Dawn, and only Ben Jeffries has played more in Super League from the men from down under. This is a great try.
Is it ever? Luke Gale back on the inside. It's what the fullbacks do throughout the world of rugby league. You've got to support, get back on the inside. He knew exactly, but what about the step? Oh, that is quality. That is out of the top drawer. And put that down as well from a great run by Andy Lynch. The Castleford forwards, they were struggling to get over that advantage line, but not on that occasion. Lynch with a quick play of the ball, and a beautiful inside pass from Luke Gale. Great work. Boy, did ever a team need that try.
Absolutely. It could have been 24-0 at the other end not long ago. Now, hope springs eternal for Castleford. And that Luke Dawn try has given them refreshed ammunition, maybe. And Luke Gale will surely add the extras here from bang in front. Which he does. Castleford 6, St Helens 18.
And Luke Gale's been one of the standout performers in Super League in his position. You've got to vary your players as a halfback, go at the line, then pull it back into two hands. The nice little offload. Don't worry about that for the step. The big see you later. Steps off his left foot, brilliant try. And that's what I was saying, Eddie. They're back in the game now. Control the ball, turn it over on your terms, get into good field position. And this classy Cas side can score some tries.
Well, his quality, there is no doubt about that. From the fullback Luke Dawn.
Step behind, boys.
Throughout his career, he's got a great step, especially off the left foot. He just left the fullback for dead.
Step behind, boys.
Well, they know how to score, Castleford. They've scored 5 tries and 26 points in each of the last 2, and yet they have lost both of them. They were 18-0 down before they crossed the whitewash for the first time tonight. And here comes that man, Solomona again, who scored a cracker last week late on against Huddersfield. Wigan Hull is on Sky Sports 2 tomorrow, Friday at 7:30.
And look how quickly now the Tigers are playing that ball. It was a little bit sluggish up to now.
Catalan leads then on Sunday, and you'll see the Huddersfield-Warrington match on our website on Sunday. We're bringing you across the platforms this weekend all 4 of these Super 8 matches, and a total of 6 in all. That's a decent enough run to get Castleford back into some sort of contention from young Will Marr. Roberts will hoist the left-footed kick, looking for McMeekin. Swift says it's mine, and Swift takes it, and is then bundled into touch. But no, the referee says he was airborne when Junior Moores made the tackle.
Boy, this is close though.
Contact without the ball.
Oh, that is close.
It's McMeekin, isn't it? I think when he goes up in the air, I think it's McMeekin. Just have a little look there, you can see, and then he pulls out of it the number 24. But the initial contact when Swift was in the air, that's enough. That's where the penalty's from.
That's the difference between winning and losing very often. If you look at that, look at the fact that Andy Lynch's try was disallowed from that kick. They're so close, and yet at the end of the game, if the Saints do go on to win this by a margin bigger than what they have now, you forget about the tiny aspects that have a huge impact over the course of 80 minutes.
Meekin has some blood on the face, I think. He needs tidying up before this play can continue. Yes, he's got a cut underneath the eye. And a little bit of petroleum jelly on that, just to stem the flow.
And amazingly, it works. It does. And you can see that Meekin just got the left arm just before the...
and that's his penalty.
It's touch and go, though.
That's his reward. He was the one who gave the penalty away, and because of the hit from Junior Moores.
Back on.
Roby, dummy half, gives the ball then to Luke Thompson. When he got the call at lunchtime, Luke, that he would be playing, Andre Savelio phoned in sick. Originally named in the St Helens team. Percival is pulled to the ground by McShane. Roby and Wilkin He's dropped the shoulder a couple of times, thought about the pass wide, took the tackle instead.
Wait. Oh, good.
40 metres away, 30 metres rather away from the line. Saints put the ball down.
Knock on, was it touched? He's claiming it was.
Good leave him. Well done, Tony.
It's a ploy that they utilise throughout this season, and you can see Burns, it ricocheted off the nose.
Where's Michael?
There's a sign we often see in the dressing room at St Helens. They have it for the home games, and one of the aspects I think the coaching staff want to promote is a ruthless streak. But at the moment they've got their opponents on the ropes here, 12 points up with just over 12 minutes and 13 minutes to half time. But errors like that, really without any real pressure, inaccurate passes, just allowing the other Tigers a chance to get back here now and put them under pressure here. The home crowd will get excited here if they get the ball in their opponent's half. We've seen their ability to attack, score some sensational tries this season. We're going to get another chance to do that soon.
Solid defence though on that run from Millington. From the Saints, referee shouts he's held. Let him go, let him play the ball, which they do eventually. McShane gives it to Lynch, another solid run from the veteran prop forward. Great stuff.
Yeah, he's having a great game, and he's the type of experienced player that you need. But I must say that since Paul McShane has come on, they've looked a better outfit.
Gale dodges a bullet from McCarthy Scarsbrook. The ball then played over the top to Dawn. Shenton trying to get away from Makinson. Can't do so. Oh, they get a penalty though because he didn't release him.
Well, Makinson was hanging on far too long. Let's see, Makinson makes no attempt to get out of the way. Got a knee in the face as well for his corner. Well, this is a golden opportunity if the Tigers have a set move. It's often utilised with. We've already seen the way that Luke Dawn chimes in from the back into the three-quarter line. Keep your eye on Luke Gale, he'll be looking for him again. They're going on the blind side.
They are with that man. Dawn, he's through again! Luke Dawn with a great try for Castleford. Second try for Dawn. Two from Swift on the other side, of course. Two men on a hat-trick now tonight in the opening 28 minutes. And Castleford are back. Castleford are back. Their season fell apart in the opening quarter of an hour. They're suddenly back on track.
Well, it looked as though it was all one-sided, wasn't it? 18-0. The visitors were in front, and then all of a sudden Travis Burns has a knock on. Then Makinson gives away a silly penalty. It's allowed the home side to come well and truly into this game, and the combination yet again of Luke Gale and the fullback Luke Dawn, the switch, the step. I said he was pretty good off the left foot, and when you conjure up two like that, it fully deserves the home side to become well and truly back into this game.
Well, the Tigers did a play like this several times last season. We haven't seen it much in 2015. They've brought it out here now when the playoffs are on. The pressure's completely on them there at that point on the scoreboard. And boy, it's come up with the important points. Just half an hour into the first half. They've worked their way back into it patiently, diligently. And we've got a game on our hands again.
Yes, we have. The first quarter of an hour was St Helens. The last quarter of an hour has been Castleford. This for a 6-point ball game, and Luke Gale does not miss those. Castleford 12, Saints 18.
Well, Saints giving that penalty away on the fourth play. This is from a set move. Hours and hours on a training pitch practicing this, but what about this step yet again? So quick, so strong off that left foot, and he's just left a couple of defenders just clutching at straws. He's having a big game, Luke Dawn, rolling back the years. Fantastic effort on those two tries.
Yeah, he's 33 years of age. That's his 8th try of the season, and Kieran Cunningham, Sean Long were all smiles a quarter of an hour ago. A couple of furrowed brows now because Castleford's fight back is on. And Julian Moore's held on to that kickoff only just.
Eddie, they've allowed Castleford to come back into this game. We were saying that they were struggling to get over that advantage line, and then a couple of great runs from Andy Lynch lifted their spirits, and the combination of the fullback and Luke Gale, the two Lukes certainly have got the Tigers clicking.
Eddie, and what Andy Lynch is very good at, when he knows that there's a play previous to the ball that he's going to carry up.
40-20 attempt here by Castleford. 40-20. just came the wrong side of the whitewash for them. Sorry, Terry.
Just talking about Andy Lynch, when he knows that there's a couple of players involved and their late retreaters getting back, he'll target those players because it's not going to be a decent shot. He knows that he can land on your front, and he's just taking the game to say, as I say, I think him and Grant Millington have been absolutely brilliant.
Here goes Luke Thompson again.
Well, Saints will go back to basics, utilising the skill factor of the big forwards, especially the quick runs, quick play the balls by James Roby.
Greg Richards out there, and he picks himself up and plays the ball to Roby. Now Walsh finds Greenwood, and Greenwood shovels it out wide once more to Josh Jones, who will get to his feet and find Swift last tackle. So up it goes off the boot of Luke Walsh. Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook scrapping for this. Punched it down almost, palmed it down maybe, and only into the arms of Luke Gale.
And again, they nearly conceded another penalty. Travis Burns, when they get the ball here, you can see Travis Burns all over him. They've got to be extremely careful of Saints. 2 errors has allowed the home side to get into this match.
Knock on though here, a knock on could be a big turning point. Ashley Gibson.
Well, just at the moment when they really needed it. They certainly lost control, no doubt about the knock on. Just the ball carrying arm, just ricocheted, couldn't hold on to it.
Referee's claiming that the ball came off Ashley Gibson into the Saints player before it went backwards, and that's why he's given the knock on.
Darryl Powell just passing on an instruction via the walkie-talkie. And Luke Walsh wants to get on with it. Now the scrum's formed, the referee says let's do exactly that. McCarthy Scarsbrook with the first run. Roby, and here comes Luke Thompson again. Roby once more. Walsh. Greenwood. Hauled down by McMeekin. Oh, now then, Roberts had another go at him then. Roby gets it away to Josh Jones once more. Josh Jones is over the line.
I think he's lost it.
Well, Castle are appealing that he has lost it. And the referee wants a word with his touch judge.
Where there?
Turned into a drag, so he's held up in goal.
He's held up in goal. Because you're dragging, once you start dragging, he's held. You're dragging him, he's held up. Listen to me. He's held up and your man's dragging him, so the tackle's completed to play the ball. 4-1.
He's a big...
Not a penalty then, Stuart, dragging.
Well, no, it's in the in-goal area. It's called held. Of course, there's a drag. Dragging isn't necessarily a penalty, it's only a penalty if they continue after the drag. Because it's in the in-goal area, the tackle's complete as soon as it calls.
Well, this will be a kick to the corner, or maybe a grubber into the in-goal area.
That's one, and there is the grubber kick from Travis Burns. Oh, it's bounced everywhere.
Knocked on McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Is that what you've got?
Boy, that was a clever little kick through, wasn't it? This will be a tap on the 20. They want to get on with it.
Well, why was he not allowed to get that going quicker?
Because he didn't bring the ball back. He didn't field the ball. He passed the ball was passed to him. Right. He has to bring the ball back himself.
Good, thanks, Stuart. Just the little nuances that everyone in the crowd is unaware of.
But it was a great kick, wasn't it, by Burns? You know, 4 or 5 weeks ago, there were a lot of people saying that Saints were in a slump, that the 2 half-backs really weren't combining, and they weren't. But now they seem to be getting their act together, though it's a little bit of a scare here.
Oh, who wants this? Oh, St Helens are more eager. And Greenwood has that back for them. Oh, there's a problem there. Is it Andy Lynch? No, it isn't.
Junior Moores.
It's Junior Moores, it is. He's in all sorts of trouble.
Well, just when they needed to just slow things down, Castleford, they let the ball get away. And
he collided with his own man.
Yeah, I think it's Luke Dawn he collides with.
Yeah.
Certainly could see the head ricochet back. Yeah. It's into the shoulder of Dawn.
It's the second consecutive possession, though, when Castleford have had the ball and lost it in their own half. You know, you can't do that often and expect to beat the champions. Last time Ashley Gibson lost the ball here, they've attempted to offload it, and sadly Junior Moores has twisted his neck back. again, they're going to lose possession as John Greenwood was the first to dive on it. It's another invitation for St Helens to attack near the Tigers' try line. They've done pretty well so far. The ball bounces as it's flicked out the back, and it's a nasty bang and collision with the neck injury.
Yeah, it just bobbled away there, and you could see that I think Junior Moores knew that Luke Dawn was coming towards him, trying to get his head the right way. Thankfully, it looks as though he's going to be A-OK.
Yes, he's getting to his feet in the collision with Luke Dawn, who, by the way, as a result of his 2 tries here, has put him 8th on the all-time Super League try-scoring chart, 154, above former Saints man Aidy Gardner, who's on 153. So he's climbing the charts, is Luke Dawn, and it looks like here Castleford have actually been given the head and feet at the scrum.
Well, the breaking play has been good for them, hasn't it? They've had a chance to review it, and they said there was a knock-on by St Helens when Joe Green was gone to the ground to collect it.
Something to talk about maybe with Steve-O on Twitter at half-time. They saw the addresses there, how to get hold of him. Terry and I have done our stint for the day.
Ready, he's got hold of him. Wait, don't go early, James, good.
Steve-O next, Phil, at full-time.
It's all go.
2. Movement!
Enjoying it too.
Good.
Castleford are enjoying this comeback also.
3,
Ryan
move,
Boyle
John.
is out there now.
Ready, guys, wait,
6
3.
minutes to half-time.
That was a great tackle there by Luke Thompson.
Wait. Well,
Oh, Gale just put the dummy in. It's a good job he did as well, because there was Mark Percival, I think, hunting a possible interception. Oliver Holmes down the left-hand side, slips the pass to McShane. Now it's Gale. He's asking questions of the line. Oh, and that's offside. The arms of Walsh, and then
That's a penalty.
It is a penalty. Greenwood dropping on it.
Well, it's very difficult.
he's offside. No.
You can't hold a press conference.
Will they go for 2 or will they run this?
I think they'll run it. I think they just get a feeling that Saints are just dropping apart slightly.
Please.
Well, the kicking tee isn't coming from the sideline. What's Luke Gale saying?
Oh, what are you doing?
Well, I think they're going to set up for a set pattern move. This will be run with Lynch.
Yeah, Lynch takes the first drive in.
They may go out onto that left-hand side and then do the switch.
8 metres away, Lynch gets to his feet. McShane, Roberts, jinks inside and scores. Castleford will be level in a moment. What a comeback this is! They built a 10-point lead at Huddersfield last week and let it slip. They allowed Saints to build an 18 lead this week, and they have clawed their way back into the match. Kick to come, 16-18, it'll be 18-all in a moment.
Unbelievable. Who would have thought it? 18-0 up, Saints, looking positive, and all of a sudden they came up with a few errors. But this is poor defence. It won't like that. Kieran Cunningham will be furious. 2 of them try to go for the head there when they should have actually gone for the leg, and it was too late. Luke Walsh decided to go. It was too late. This man was through. Beautiful step. They had the numbers. They couldn't stop him. What a fight back.
An incredible fight back. Their third try in 12 minutes. The match began with 3 in 9 minutes for St Helens. That made it 18-0. This comeback will be complete when Gale kicks this goal, as surely he will. Well, Roberts was the man who kicked the drop goal that won the game for Castleford here in June. That try and that goal has completed a remarkable comeback for the Tigers.
Well, Joe Greenwood's the man who gets off his line for Saints and for Kieran Cunningham, puts pressure on that man, but it's his brain that beats Joe Greenwood. He spots him coming up, he just changes direction, and what about the strength there? He gets rid of Luke Thompson and Luke Walsh. That's brilliant play from both half-backs, and the foundations, Eddie, I'll go back to, have been led from the forwards.
Well, a great try last week from Ben Roberts at Huddersfield, and another priceless 4 points here tonight.
Well, you
all
often,
square, 3 minutes to go.
Eddie, you often talk about a game of 2 halves. Well, this is certainly a game of 2 quarters, isn't it? I mean, Saints was so dominant, and yet a dispirited-looking Castleford side coming up with errors, and then all of a sudden, it's Saints who start giving the opposition possession.
Well, they were waving their arms about in defence. They were shaking their heads. They were wondering where the Saints were coming from. They looked absolutely on their knees, but from somewhere they have conjured up this comeback. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you look towards the two Lukes. You know, Luke Gale both involved with the fullback Luke Dawn. And it's special players that you need at times like this. These are pressure games, and they know it. And it needs for these top players to just step up to the plate and produce the goods. And boy, the Tigers have done that.
Well, the Tigers know all about leads, Eddie, having them and losing them. In fact, in round one this season, they had a 16-point lead at one time when they played against Wakefield, a team that finished at the bottom of Super League, but lost the game in dramatic circumstances. Boy, they'd love those 2 points back from that game now.
Wouldn't they just? That was a high grab by Luke Walsh on Luke Dawn. And then there was a bit of afters and pushing and shoving. Meakin having a go at Luke Walsh. That's the last thing Castleford want to be drawn into right now.
Yeah, but it also shows that there's aggression in the side. No doubt about it. It was more of a grab than a swinging arm, and I think Greenwood went with the forearm. Perhaps did more damage than Walsh.
2 minutes remaining. Boyle for Castleford, and the pot is boiling here at the Menderhose Jungle as McShane fires the pass to Lynch. He gives it to Gale. Gale then gives it to Oliver Holmes. It's St Helens' turn to be desperate in defence.
Yeah, and Luke Dawn is coming out on that right-hand side.
And that's the way they're coming here now. With Roberts again, he finds Junior Moore's desperate tackle by Walsh was needed.
Yeah, great tackle, Walsh. It had a bit.
McShane's away! The ball comes back, it's Lynch. Lynch then to Gale, and Gale delays and then releases it to Shenton, and Shenton tries to go through them, and St Helens are the side now, scrambling in defence as we reach the last minute of this first half. Lynch for the drive.
Beautiful little inside pass there by Mike McShane, but the defence was strong enough. Will they go for a little dribble into the in-goal area? There's a bit of a problem.
There is a problem here. The referee's immediately called for assistance from the sideline.
Is it Burns? It looks like Travis Burns. Well, that was desperate defence. It had to be as well. McShane pulling the strings, as I say, since Daryl Powell threw the hooker off the bench into proceedings.
It is Burns.
Yeah, he got the knee, couldn't get it out. Or is it in the chest? Either way, he's not well.
But the way he held on to Andy Lynch then, despite the fact that he was in serious trouble, look, and he keeps hanging on to the legs.
Well, he gets hit off his left thigh, doesn't he? And he doesn't give up. He knows that his job's not done. Initial contact with Lynch, his job's to bring the big man down. He's going to be targeted, as Adam Quinlan near the try line.
Well, if he's okay and play goes on, will the Tigers look for the 1 pointer here, Mike, just before half-time?
Well, it's always on the cards, and they've got Ben Roberts out there. Luke Gale can do it.
And it comes back to Ben Roberts, and Ben Roberts goes for the 1 pointer. No. Then he hasn't got it.
No, it was good pressure there by St Helens. Well, he went for the glory.
Well, you know, when he kicked the drop goal, it's well wide of the target, that one. When he kicked the drop goal here in June that won the match, it was his first drop goal for 7 years, Ben Roberts, since he was playing down under in Australia.
Well, he would have loved to have been able to get that as well. Important now that the Tigers don't give away. Ooh, that was late by Andy Lynch. Could have been done for a flop.
Inside the last 10 seconds or thereabouts, this ball will not find touch, but now it will, courtesy of Luke Dawn. I don't think they'll have time to form the scrum. Daryl Powell is of the same opinion. He's making his way to the sideline. There's the half-time siren. Well, what a first half we've seen. Kieran Cunningham's men led 18-0. 2 tries from Swift, 1 from Percival, and Walsh kicked all 3 goals. 18-0. Castleford were in tatters, their season in disarray. And then 12 glorious minutes. Dawn with 2 tries, Roberts with another, Gale has kicked all 3. We're locked up at 18 apiece here at the Jungle on a Thursday night for the Super League.